Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah, what about it?
It's like one of those commercials for monster trucks.
I've never seen a commercial for a monster truck.
You've never heard somebody say Sunday, Sunday, Sunday?
No.
Really?
I don't think we have monster trucks here.
I was going to go a completely different direction with this bit. I was going to kind of like, I'm doing the commercial, but I'm doing it really calmly, and that was going to be funny. But you've never seen a commercial where like the person's like Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
No.
What?
No, that's like the most American thing I can think of.
Yeah.
No, we don't have that.
And then
we
there's
don't
just
have
like
monster trucks, and we don't have people shouting the day of the week.
Sunday,
No.
Sunday, Sunday, and it's just like Bigfoot is just, which is like it's sort of a famous monster truck. I guess you don't know that either. He's crushing kind of a bunch of other small cars.
And that's the guy that Mulder was after?
That was him, yeah.
That's the cryptid?
That's the
that
cryptid
people
Bigfoot.
see in the Oregon woods?
Yeah, it turns out it was just a car all along.
Brilliant. Okay, good.
That's how we're starting it. And then Sunday, Mother's Day. Hello, Mommy. Thanks for listening. My mom listens to the show now, by the way.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I'm
she
so
loves
sorry.
the podcast, and she loves her baby man, and I'm her baby man who records a podcast. My mom doesn't listen.
My mom does, but we're not wishing her a happy Mother's Day because it's not British Mother's Day. It's only American Mother's
When
Day.
is British Mother's Day?
Last month.
Last month.
Real Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday, actually based on a tradition. American Mother's Day, simply a Hallmark holiday, but I'll let you all have it.
Month. Thank you for telling me that.
He's writing it down.
I wrote it down right on this piece of paper.
Okay.
See that? There you go. And I'm going to put it on my computer. Right.
It's just a sticky note that just says last month.
Yeah.
You're gonna forget what that means.
I won't forget. What, 11 months from now? I'll
Well,
remember.
you will, because even in 1 month it's gonna be inaccurate. Because
What? Welcome to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy, and a happy Mother's Day to all of you MILFs out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. We're on this subject
I
again.
didn't think you'd say or do this, but I guess, yeah, happy Mother's Day specifically to all the MILFs out there with giant milkers. Thank you for those for starting mommy blogs.
Oh, God.
Those are hot to me now for some reason now that I'm 30. And if you're listening to this a day later than today, which is actually when it comes out, so most people, so they won't be listening on Mother's Day, so this is all going to be irrelevant. But it will be Mother's Day in Mexico, so how about that?
It will be Mother's Day in
Look
Mexico.
at
So,
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
We've got at least, 3 people listening there. So,
And
at least.
my mommy's one of them. I already told you that.
Oh, my God.
This is an advice podcast. Let me try that again. This is an advice podcast.
Yeah.
This is an advice podcast. It's a tongue twister,
is.
really.
It's pretty easy to say if only you'd say it
This
slower.
is an advice podcast. It's pretty good. This is an advice podcast where you send in your pickles every week, and we sift through every one of them individually, and we just kind of, oh yeah, that's briny.
We'll give it a sniff.
That is a briny little crime. And we look through them and see which one that we would like to answer on the show. We usually pick the freshest pickles of the batch every single week. So if you've yet to write into the show, please send us an email. Our email is
All the space in between @gmail.com. You know it, you love it. It's the best email address you've ever heard of.
we read through every single email that we get.
We do.
And we don't respond to most of them. And we usually don't really dig into our back catalog very often.
We did a little bit today.
Kind of, but only from like some weeks ago.
Yeah,
that's not very
Only a
old.
little bit.
I would love to answer just one from like 2 years ago, you know? just like a time-sensitive one from 2 years ago.
Yeah, one that really needed to be answered.
They're like,
that week.
quick,
Yeah.
my house is on fire. I smell smoke. We answer the 3 questions every single week. So if you have a question that you would like us to answer on the show about, relationship advice, or maybe you're having some problems in your relationship, or
That's the same
maybe
thing.
even perhaps you and your romantic partner
Oh,
had a rough patch
that's,
and you want
that's
to come
the
to
same
us.
thing 3 times. Okay.
Or about art, or about farts, or about the whole thing. Please send us an email sometime when we would love to answer it on the show.
Yes.
Shall we? get into.
I believe you're reading the first one.
Oh, sorry. Chrome
Yeah.
is outdated. I need to update this browser before I...
Jesus
Kind of,
Christ.
I have a defunct version of it.
Why does this happen
6
every
updates
week?
behind, actually.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Please just open
It shows the
now.
old logo in the corner
Oh
when
my
I
God.
click it. Yeah. The first one, the subject is just called topic. With a
Intriguing.
colon. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it goes. I can't believe I even have to add music to this when I edit. And it goes, feet. How do you feel about them? And
That's the email, folks.
Yeah, that's the one we picked. Sent 10 days ago, so.
There's no to, there's no from, there's no PS singing our praises and gratitude and blah, blah, blah.
There's
simple,
no, you don't have to read this on the show, and we read it anyway because we're big-headed.
Just a simple offering of a topic and a sincere plea for our thoughts on it.
So,
On feet.
feet. How do you feel about them? Now, I don't mean to sway the conversation early on,
Okay.
but there's 3 auto responses here. And they're all... Are you looking at them?
Yeah.
They're all quite positive. So I'd like to send them an auto response,
Yeah.
as we do sometimes.
All right, what? Read out the options.
There's, I like them. Okay, also, all 3 of these have an exclamation mark at the end of it. So imagine that.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
They look
Succinct.
great. That's my
They
favorite.
look great.
They look great is my
really
favorite
funny.
one.
So, what
And
do you think
then-
of them? They look great.
They look great.
They look great.
Or the last one is just love it. So I like them. They look great and love it. All singing praise to feet.
There's no bad option.
There's no bad option here. So I think I'm gonna click they look great.
I think they look
and
great is the best one for sure.
Just sent that
Okay.
to a
good.
stranger from our
Now
official email account.
Now, do you feel like that sums up your feelings towards feet?
It might. They do look great. They're fine. But I'm not like sexually attracted to them. At least not solely. Oh, solely.
Solely.
Whoa.
We both made the same face at each other, like raising an eyebrow. Huh?
What did I just do with that? Solely. Yeah, I don't like only feet.
Only feet. Only
Like
fans for
only
foot
fans.
people.
This is so stupid.
We're on one tonight, and it's terrible.
I can't get off to just a foot pick, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I think that
Okay.
feet at most for me can be cute,
Yeah.
and at very least, they're very cute, and I'm thinking about them. And at very most, I'll become kind of a pay pig
Oh.
to anyone that'll even just text me the word foot.
So that's pretty extreme.
Oh, yeah.
I sent you a foot pic before we started recording.
Yeah, actually, just like an hour ago. You
Yeah,
sent me
I did.
feet pics. You sent me 2 pics.
I sent you 2 feet pics. Would you
So
like
four,
to?
4 feet in general. Would I like to
Yeah.
share them with everybody? Yeah, we're gonna put the pic
no,
right.
No,
Okay.
we're not putting the pic.
Sorry.
If you put, you can pixelate the pic and then put that there if
No,
you really
it's
want.
pointless.
If you
It's literally just gonna be your bed then.
like that makes it seem more sexual. If
Yeah.
anything, if you pixelate.
It seems no. I'm not gonna do that. Would I like to what?
Would you like to share with the audience what you said about my toe?
Oh, yeah, it's coming back to me. Let me bring up the pic.
Your one piece of feedback on my beautiful. The sun was just coming in my bedroom in a nice way, and I took a picture of my bed, and my feet happened to be in it.
And I had some notes.
You had some notes.
Yeah, and I believe I just told you got a fat toe.
You told me that my toe looked fat from the side, is what you said.
Not it looked fat. It is fat. There's no illusion here. This is a fat little toe.
Only from the side.
Now, I didn't
though.
expect you to take offense to it. Now, for me, the word fat is synonymous. It's with beautiful, robust.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong. You gasp and you said,
like
how could
having
you
a
say
fat
that?
Ass is good. That's
Absolutely
great.
like having a fat ass or even
Right,
just a
but
fat body. Fat is
but
good.
Yeah, having a fat anything is good.
And I'm
but
saying that particularly having a fat toe is funny.
But it's just the fact that you already said it about one of my toes. Like,
This
not the
one
rest
toe?
of them. Just one of them.
It's fucking huge. Of course. It's gargantuan. It's the size of my fist.
I've got a hitchhiker's toe.
I have a hitchhiker's toe.
I need to lift him when I go take my shoe off in the street and just
His toe looks
stick
like
that fat fucking toe up in the road.
just get picked up by Large Marge from the Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This is a 90s reference only like 3 people caught that are listening. Yeah, this is a thumb-like toe.
That's rich coming from you, whose thumbs look exactly like toes.
No. My toes look exactly like thumbs. Remember, you got
your
it backwards.
toes and your thumbs look identical, is the thing.
That's not true. I got these thin little thumbs. Look at these things, man.
Show it to me.
Right there.
That's your toe.
My toe would never be this long. My toe would never be this. I'd be a freak. I have no way I could grip onto things.
You know what they say about guys with long toes.
Yeah, long toes. You know what they say? Long, big toe.
Good at hanging onto tree branches like a monkey.
Yeah. Evolved kind of weird. You know what they say about guys with long toes? I don't know. There's like the missing link of something. One more thing about your feet.
Oh, about mine in particular?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
that I have a best friend in my life.
Yes.
We've been friends since we were in the 3rd grade. Our fathers introduced us to one another because they were friends. They were friends like in like the 70s, which is actually funny because their fathers
Oh my god.
didn't know each other at all,
Oh.
which makes it kind of funny to me. But their fathers
Oh my, stop.
were brothers.
Now. This is, no. That's not true.
My great grandpa
That's not true.
was
That would
my
make
best
Jordan,
friend.
That would make Jordan your, like, 15th cousin removed or something.
Yeah. No. Jordan and
Not
I
true. Yes.
have been friends since we were in the 3rd grade. So I know him very, very well. Went all through high school together. I love Jordan. I tell him that every time we talk. We talk pretty frequently now that we're both 30 now. We're still just talking all the time. That is and has always been my best friend. So I've seen his feet quite a bit.
Was, huh? Wow.
What did I say? That was my best friend?
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
You said that.
I think if we go back, you'll hear that I very naturally said that he is my best friend.
Isn't has always been my best friend.
Isn't has always been. That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you go back, it'll sound exactly like that.
It'll say that. Yeah.
Okay. So
probably.
Don't try and correct me on this show.
Okay.
I've proven my honesty. Okay. I've proven my trustworthiness that I have usually. You could take my word when I say that I've said something on this podcast. All I was going to say, okay, listen to this. All I was going to say was that Jordan's feet, I've seen them quite a bit and they're funny.
Yeah.
They're funny feet. You got these toes, got these, you know what foot looks like. But the first time I saw your feet in my life, not the first time I told you, but very early on into our relationship, I thought it the first time. I didn't tell you it the first time, but I was like, you have the same fucking feet as my best friend.
Yeah.
You have the same fucking feet as my best friend. And then years later, when you finally met Jordan, which is an honor, by the way, to meet Jordan.
It was.
And he's great, and he was super funny.
Of course.
So when you met Jordan, at some point while we were hanging out, I was like, it's time to remove the shoes. We got to see these puppies side by side.
Listen to the sick shit Mitchell makes us do.
And you both took off your feet, and what happened?
We took off our feet.
Sorry, you both took... And what happened then? That's right, I screamed. Yeah. You both took off your socks and shoes. And what happened? Tell him.
Yeah, they were exactly the same.
They were
yeah,
identical. And you both have Irish descent.
His was slightly bigger, but like only in proportion to his body.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. He's like taller than you.
Yeah.
But not by much.
Not by that much.
I love my little man of a best friend. Yeah, he's so cool to me.
We do have, like the same amount of hair, same skin tone, same toe shape.
I'm just saying, you remind me of him.
Yeah,
so
and
much.
even you were like, Jordan can do this weird thing where he kind of stands on the top of his toes.
He does do that, and
Like
he could
a
like
ballet
walk
dance
around.
has gone too far.
Yeah, like he completely curled them over,
Yeah.
and now he's just walking on them like that.
And
It's like walking
you
on
were
your
like-
knuckles, basically.
You were like, can you do that? And I was like, I don't know. I've never tried. And you were like, we'll try. And I did it.
Uh-huh.
I was weird.
So, and I'm just saying, you guys both have Irish descent.
Maybe our great-grandfathers were
That's what I was going to say. I was like, your great-grandmother and his mother, though I think it comes from his dad's side. I'm going to have to ask Jordan if you're related to him in some way. Because Irish is pretty small. I think there's only like 5 actual families that split off and aren't related at all, you know? But all the rest can be like linked to one another, I think.
Shut up.
All the rest can be linked.
That's not true.
I think that might be true. So
my
there's
God.
a pretty big chance that you and Jordan McDonald of Irish descent might be a little bit related.
Potentially. And
Yeah.
it's really only showing in the feet. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I wish I got the red hair, but unfortunately.
No, I like your hair. Though you even just like body type sometimes. Like I see a little like when I'm hugging you or when we're like making love even.
I'm thinking of Jordan.
I'm thinking of Jordan McDonald, my best friend growing up. You know, our fathers were lovers.
In the 70s.
It was the fucking flower. It was flower power, dude. You think
It's the age of free love. Come
you go to
on.
Woodstock, you don't fuck a guy? What the? You roll around in the mud, you don't know who's there.
You're on that many mushrooms. A hole's a hole.
Anyway, that's how I feel about. That's how I feel about feet.
Okay, to round it off. Anyway. I don't know how we got here.
What do you have to say about feet, please?
I hate our fucking podcast. It's so stupid.
What do you have to say about feet? It's your turn to talk.
What do I have to say about feet? Okay. I'm not particularly attracted or repulsed by them. I like them as much as I just like the person that they're attached to, usually.
Yeah, for sure. Like
Unless
I
that
wouldn't
person's like real grody.
I wouldn't see a like a random person's foot online and just be, ooh, this is nice. Or I wouldn't see a person that I think is cute and think, oh sheesh, I got to see their feet.
Yeah, same. But I
Yeah.
can like it in the same way as like I can, I can think that your back is very nice.
Yeah, I was
or,
gonna say like
something
your
like that, you know?
arms are like super cute to me, but I'm not sexually attracted to them.
But it could be if I was in the mood.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a little crease there. You can hold me with anything. You can grip me with anything. A little crease in your arm, why not?
That is how I truthfully feel. Fine. I feel fine about them.
I feel fine about them.
I feel fine about them. Yeah.
I feel similar about feet than I do the like with like ears or something. Like you have cute ears, you know?
Yeah. And then you like putting your tongue in my ear. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
And you're like, same,
Putting your
same.
foot in my ear. That's what I like.
Just like one of the Simpsons sex dice things.
Yeah.
Foot in ear.
Yeah, exactly. Bob's Burgers had like the same exact bit, right?
They did. Maybe it was Bob's Burgers.
Because I always get
don't
them
know.
confused. There was like one that says
Yeah.
like spank hair or something, and that might be The Simpsons.
Yeah, and one says like whisper
Or
into
ass. Yeah. And that
Which
was
is
that.
yeah. If you had to choose between spank hair and whisper into ass,
I've whispered into your ass. Absolutely. I've done one.
I've whispered sweet nothing.
And you're like, like constantly shaving your hair. So there's I can't spank your hair really.
True.
So I've done one
Nothing
and I
there.
can't do the other.
Damn.
We gotta
Shall I read the next question?
We have to. We must.
We gotta. It's we're gonna spend more time on the shortest email.
Yeah.
Than
That was
any other one.
that was a joke start email, but
that went on for half the episode. Yeah.
go on with an actual question here, please. And in fact, if we can we put our minds together? We didn't jack in this episode, by the way, and we
Oh, Jesus.
rarely do it. So let's just pretend
Okay.
I jacked in right now. Make it Mother's Day themed.
Oh, this
if you
email?
can. Yeah.
All right.
Twist it and make it Mother's Day theme.
All right. Well, I'll try my best. This one is called, "Hey, I need to disappoint my mother ASAP."
She did it.
And it goes. Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. "Hello. I've been listening to your show for almost as long as you've been at it, and all your stories about trespassing and plastic cows have me realizing how boring my teenage years were. I have a good life and I'm not complaining too much. I've studied multiple languages, graduated early, and I'm transferring to an Ivy League level school in August. My problem is that my family holds me to a pretty high standard now. In the grand scheme of things, I'm okay with being boring. I want to do something stupid or rebellious while I'm young just to say that I did it. I gave myself the deadline of my 20th birthday, and oh god, oh fuck, that's less than a month away now. What am I supposed to do? A tattoo? A piercing? They're legalizing marijuana here in New York? Is that a jumping off point? I don't know. All I know is that if I don't do something soon, I'll someday be 45 and afraid to take a sip of wine in the same room as my mother. Thanks for entertaining my nonsense. This person's full legal name."
Good start.
"P.S. I love your work. Both of you are always inspiring me to try new kinds of art. Also, the Discords are great. I haven't spent much time interacting in either, but everyone is so incredibly friendly. I love it."
Cool. Now that I've actually... Because we remembered this email because of the title. But I didn't read all the way through it. I was like, oh, yeah. How do you disappoint your mom? Whatever.
We did admittedly skim it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just now realizing that, like, they're definitely 20 by now.
Well, they said that their birthday was
less than a month away.
And it's been
exactly
just over a month.
Exactly a month, pretty much.
Like a month and 2 days.
Yeah. This is a 1 month old email, and they were like, my birthday is in less than 1 month. So
yeah,
we might have dropped the ball on that one.
Okay, but they might still have not have done anything.
They might have not
20th
turned
birthday.
20.
So that was a silly deadline
that was
anyway. Make it
their
21 because that's the legal drinking age over there, right? Yeah, they're in New York. It's 21. Make
The
that the
gall
deadline.
to drop the ball.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
Pretty good for
Thank
something.
you.
Yeah, pretty good.
Thank you.
All right.
How do you disappoint mommy?
Well, how did I do it personally?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
because your mom is pretty... Sorry, I don't mean to... This is actually what your mom talks about all the time. You interrupt people a lot. And you... Yeah, she messages me about it all the time on Instagram.
Well, I got that from her, so...
I don't know. She doesn't interrupt me. But we talk a lot about how you do it to other people, but...
Oh my god, okay.
Go on.
Well, how I disappointed my mother personally. I mean, well, okay, the most recent way is that I started a podcast with my partner.
Right.
Where we kind of just reveal just kind of the best and worst aspects of ourselves in terms of like talking about attraction to feet, talking about just a lot of really, really crude jokes. And then for some reason I had her listen to it.
Yeah.
I kind of said, I'll just listen to one episode and then probably stop. But like she didn't stop. And now she's like pretty much perpetually disappointed in me because it like refreshes itself every single week.
Yeah, sometimes she'll go a long time without like mentioning the podcast, and then randomly she'll like bring something up with you about a very recent episode or the last episode, and I'll gasp.
Yeah.
So
why
I
on earth are you
forgot.
still listening?
I forgot.
Why?
I think that's flattering. When you even tell me that you're like some of your personal friends listen to the show.
That's very cool to me.
That's very cool to me.
That's very cool to
I'm
me. 'Cause
very-
my friends have brilliant taste.
Really great artists.
Yeah.
And you could listen to anything.
Yeah. Truly.
Man.
Listen to this shit.
Thank you so much. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
So disappointing mom. I can say I didn't really disappoint my mom that much. That's only because my mom like left when I was like 12, you know. So right when I was about the age, like pretty much at that point, probably in response to my mother leaving, at around 12 or 13, I started like smoking cigarettes and weed.
I was gonna say, yeah, like she dipped right before you started.
She should have held on like 1 year longer, and I could have disappointed her a lot, you know?
Yeah. You started doing all the real disappointing things just after.
Right. It was right after that I really like kind of leaned into the juggaloism.
Yeah.
And then started smoking cigarettes and weed, and
way
then
too young. Yeah.
yeah, and then just kind of like begging for pills from strangers, yeah, or asking like homeless people for cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then if they could buy me cigarettes and stuff all the time, like every day, asking them if they could buy me alcohol.
Oh my god. Okay. Did it work?
Yeah, a lot,
Oh,
a whole bunch.
that's nice.
Yeah, you would. The trick is to be 13 years old
Okay.
and to just ask like 20 different people.
Oh, okay.
Most
cool.
people rightfully say no, as they should. And in fact, most of the time, homeless people say no. They don't give a fuck. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. It's usually just it was just like a random person like walking out of the shop, and I'm like, hey, can you go back in so it's extra obvious?
It's
and,
obviously
like,
some kid outside asking
buy a
you.
completely different brand of cigarette. Even though I've been kind of loitering here for an hour and a half.
Now, see, if your mom had been in the house, then you could have done what everyone that I knew did, which was just steal menthols.
Oh, yeah.
Because for some
yeah.
reason, mums only smoke menthols.
That's funny that you
over
should say.
here anyway.
That would be a dream of mine, because I only smoked menthols when I was younger, and I still smoke cigarettes.
Very feminine of you.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very, actually. And I liked them. I was just like, yeah, like, it would be great if this cigarette was even worse for me.
If it had a bunch of chemicals in it.
You know what the cigarette's missing? Fiberglass. Please put that in there.
Did you ever try one of those ones? Like, you might have stopped smoking by the time they kind of came out.
It's called a crush. I already see what you're doing with your fingers.
Yeah,
where you pop
like
the little
pinching.
capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I like them.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I
thought they were cool.
Mom, stop listening if you're listening. Did you ever smoke half of one normal and then pop it like halfway down?
Totally.
And then it would be like extra mini because the mininess was like condensed.
Absolutely, I would.
I can't imagine how bad that was for me. I cannot imagine.
That's just adding so many more chemicals to something that's already like at its
one of the
brink.
worst things you can do.
I can't imagine doing that now because I'm always just like, is this asparagus organic? But like back then I was just popping a capsule of this thing and smoking. I remember in order to be a little bit better, I started smoking American Spirits like during the last couple years that I smoked.
Yeah.
And their menthol was actually quite good. And I liked it, except they had some like it wasn't the tobacco itself that was like mentholy and minty. They also had a thing where in the filter there was this little chamber, and it had these little white balls in it that I guess when you passed air through, it was minty. And I didn't know that. So I was smoking outside my friend's house one night, and I had already been drinking, and I already have anxiety at this point. So I'm already like on the brink of wanting to stop everything. And I put one out on the ground, and I crush it with my foot, and I see all this stuff fall out of it. And I go, what the fuck? What is that? What the fuck is that?
White stuff.
And then I take out my pack, and I look at it, and there's like something in each of them. And I start convincing myself it's this like weird drug that not the company, but somebody like put in my cigarette. I started fully like panicking over it. And then this was like not quite at the point where you could just like Google something like that. Like, because now you could Google anything.
The internet wasn't that populated with answers.
It wasn't there wasn't just a Reddit thread for it. What's this?
No, at most you might find a Yahoo Answers where someone would be like, is this drugs? And then someone in the answer would be like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, and that's the top answer. There's like 4 answers that weren't even that helpful. That's been voted the top. Yeah.
Did anyone correct you? How did you find out?
I just assumed that I'd be fine, and then I wanted another cigarette hours later, so I smoked it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, not disappointing your mother, but disappointing, let's say, my father. My dad was around, and he was, during those all those years that my mom was gone, my dad was mom, and would do all the stuff. So I disappointed him, not a lot, but definitely sometimes, and one of them I felt really bad for, actually. Like, he was really laid back about everything. Let me, like, smoke weed, and he didn't care about anything. And he was just kind of like, drink, but be safe, and do it here, or do it at Jordan's house, or just don't be an idiot. And why do you want to drink so much? Don't get all sloppy. Why do you want to do that? Have a couple beers, But smoking cigarettes, he hated. He used to smoke. He fucking hated smoking cigarettes. So, and I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. And I did. I smoked a lot of cigarettes. And I remember one time, like, he was so nice that when I would go, he would drive me like a half hour so I can go to Jordan's house, and he'd drop me off downtown. So I would be spending the whole weekend, and then he would give me like $20 or something for doing like no housework. I'd like quickly clean the kitchen before I left, and he gave me $20.
God.
I know.
What a wage.
And so I was like, bye, Dad, I love you, bye. And then I go up to the little coffee shop that I used to hang out at, and I start hanging out with my friends. Like 20 minutes later, so I have a cigarette in my hands, and I'm talking to people, and I'm doing whatever, and I'm waving this thing around because I'm a teenager. I'm like, everyone look at me, I'm having a cigarette, I'm smoking. And
yeah, I'm emoting with my hands a lot.
Right, exactly. I want you to see what I'm doing, but I want it to look natural. And I'm talking and I'm talking. And I guess what had happened, this makes me feel so bad even now, is that when he gave me the money, I put it in my wallet, and then he found a $20 bill kind of in the seat, and he thought it was mine. It wasn't. I had already put it in my wallet. So he went to go track me down, so he made sure that I had money that weekend. And he saw me, and I'm outside, and I'm talking, and he sat there and just watched me for as long as he could until I noticed. He just stood there watching me. And I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking. And as soon as I see him, I like throw the cigarette on the ground.
How did this get in my hand?
Holy shit. Who handed me this?
No.
And I was like, everyone stay here. And I like walk over to him and I was like, hey, Dad, what's up? What's up? Blah, blah. And he's like, is this yours? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, I thought it was. And I was like, no, it wasn't. Thank you, though. And he was just like, we'll talk about this later. And then he just leaves. And I felt so bad that weekend. And then he had some huge lecture. Like when he picked me up, he was like yelling at me.
Oh my God. It's so chill of him to be like, we'll talk about this later.
Instead of just like being like, you're coming home right now.
Oh, no, my mum would have walked me over to my friends, screamed at me, lectured all of them for letting me. Everyone was terrified of my mum when I was a teenager.
No, my dad would never.
Like, it's so chill of him just be like, you'll be in trouble, but I won't embarrass you.
Exactly.
My mum would have purposely embarrassed me.
That's funny.
And everyone I was there with.
That's certainly a method, though. Because now you're afraid of, ever doing that thing or getting caught,
I guess so. I don't do any things anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you and I both are not like doing things anymore. We don't smoke cigarettes. We don't drink.
Yeah.
This podcast and feet are my only two vices.
Paying for feet pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You gotta have something, though. You gotta have something, of course. What can this person do, though?
We need to just brainstorm. How do you disappoint your mom?
All right. Okay. Well, it depends on the mom. I don't know, because the examples they give, they're legalizing marijuana in New York. It's legal, so is that rebellious? I don't know.
Also, do you want to smoke?
Yeah, don't just do it for the sake of it. A tattoo, a piercing. I will say my mum absolutely hated my piercing.
I was going to say piercing is a great option here.
It's not take that out.
It's not permanent.
Yeah.
And you could have just had like a phase. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You as long as you don't get like a dermal in your face somewhere that's going to leave like a scar, like yeah, you can get
people get scars all the time.
They do.
What's a little scar? Scars are cool.
I've got plenty, but I mean the average, you get a little nostril piercing that'll heal right up, just look like a pore, an ear one, whatever. Everyone's got those, That's pretty casual. But my mom, every time I would get a piercing, she would just like see it and nearly faint, and then she'd like nearly cry, and she'd be so upset. And then at some point, like last year when I was out seeing her in Ireland, she kind of looked at my face and she was like, how long have you had a nose piercing for? And I was like, 6 years?
Yeah, long time. long time.
She just doesn't see them anymore to that point. So that, that's potentially a good one. Tattoo is a bit of a commitment.
It's a commitment if you're just doing it to kind of
if you're just doing do
upset the old gal.
Yeah. I wouldn't just do that for the sake of it. I don't do that if you really want one.
But maybe not hold back from these things that you really want. Just for the sake of your mother.
Yeah.
You need to just push it a little bit. You need to push it
Yeah.
a little bit every time to get her used to you being an individual, independent person. Mm-hmm. Hey, my child likes piercings a little bit now. That's cool.
Also, I feel like if you know you're a multilinguist who graduated early and you're going to an Ivy League level school, I feel like you for sure earned smoking one weed or getting
Definitely.
an earring.
Get
You know,
it,
like
even-
I feel like that should earn you so much leeway.
You have but also at the same time, if you're on this straight and narrow, going that hard, this person is seems like an angel, right? If you just get a
Yeah.
septum, your mother would faint. Your mother would think that you're throwing away your Ivy League like degree, I think, if you came home with a septum. You know? And you could take that puppy out, and we talk about like something that doesn't leave a scar. It's a
Oh
hidden,
yeah, that's on the inside of your nose. No one will
Completely
ever
hidden.
know. Yeah,
completely hidden. So I
Yeah.
I don't know, you might look pretty cool with the septum. Septums are
might.
not that bad.
We don't know what you look like, but most people look pretty cool.
Yeah, I think like 10-year-olds are getting septums now. Like you could definitely get a septum.
When are you going to get a septum?
At 30? I don't think
Well, at 30, you've only got like 2 months left of that, so.
at 31 getting a septum. Celebratory septum after I've been vaccinated.
Maybe so.
Maybe that.
Maybe so.
Maybe I'll just ask them to, like, while they're there, put the needle through my nose one time. You know? Stick me in the arm and then stick me through the nose.
Just
You know?
that same one. Just
Same needle,
jam
it's
it
me.
through.
It's
Why not?
me.
Yeah,
Who cares?
it's my stuff on it.
I'll bring the jewelry. Just be like, bro, while you're here, and they're just like, well, I don't know how to do that. I go, here's the thing, nobody does that. Has septum.
You just jam it through.
You pull
It's
it,
fine.
you poke it, and I take a selfie. And we're in a Walmart.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
We're in a CVS, and you gave me a septum.
We're in a CVS pharmacy.
Yeah. I buy some bubble gum and get a septum, and then I get vaccinated.
It's a one-stop shop. What more could you want?
Everything. A really long receipt. That's one more thing can I get. It's just the world's longest receipt. I think that's how you should disappoint your mom. I vote piercing. If you want to do one, and you have to do one, I hope this person's mom never listens to this because we're encouraging them to do this. I think a septum is the safest thing. It's not permanent. I think you've earned it. And if this is the person that you want to be, don't go all out and get just like a tattoo or anything. Don't do that first.
No.
Gotta be something you... Oh, hey, how about this hair dye? Wacky haircut?
That's also impermanent.
Uh-huh.
You could do that. I'm giving myself wacky haircuts all the time. I've got like
Your
4
current one's
at once
ridiculous,
right
yeah.
now. It's stupid.
It's just boom, bang, this is grown out, that's not. It goes down right here. There's a rat tail in the back.
It's
You have one
yeah.
dreadlock
I
kind
don't,
of
no.
hanging. And then over
Don't
here,
tell
it's
people that.
in a similar racist way. It's braided.
Stop
It goes
speaking
like
now.
that, yeah.
Stop it.
You point in it, you say, that's my urban side. And I say, don't say that. Don't say
I'm
that.
gonna kill
But
you
you
for
still
the things
say
that you're
it.
saying right now. I
say that's very tone deaf. You shouldn't.
I
You're
hate this jokes.
Irish. I don't know how
Oh my
you're very
God.
white.
Okay, there are non-white people in Ireland, but okay, go off.
But you are white, is what I'm saying.
I am, yeah. But just saying you're Irish doesn't
I'm saying
necessarily.
you're that brand of white, though. You're like
yeah,
white.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure.
You're blending into this T-shirt right now, by the way. You're wearing the white sleep shirt.
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop telling everyone what shirt I'm wearing.
Why? It's a cute
It's
shirt. It looks-
embarrassing that I'm wearing one of your shirts.
Everybody I know wears my shirts
it's
because
so soft and
I
comfortable.
wear my own shirts all the time. They're great shirts. People, friends will come by and they're just wearing the Flat Sound hoodie and they're like, I didn't even do this on purpose. I just wear it a lot.
It's just my hoodie.
It's just my hoodie, yeah.
Of course, it's so soft.
That's the
Brilliant.
quality that you can expect from the boy,
The boy, the man, the legend.
Mitchell Septum.
Should we read the last email?
We have to. Also, what's
gotta.
the time? I'm not even...
We're at 40.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one... Oops, that's the old one. This one is just called... Got something in my throat. Writing Pickle. And it goes, good evening. I'm going to make this short because it really is so simple. Sometimes I spend so much time writing something so filled with emotions that I need to expel, and I love it. Then I look at it again weeks or months or years later, and I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so stupid. I can't believe I felt that way, / used these words to describe my feelings, or this is so cheesy and awful and I hate it. Then I delete it or otherwise dispose of it. How do I stop doing this? I feel like I've lost so much art that I may have liked to have in the future, except at the same time, sometimes I still remember my old poetry and feel embarrassed about it. But it's just art. What? Why? Please offer your thoughts, dear Much and Bill. This person's name.
Okay, now I think this one is interesting actually, because we've actually had a lot of kind of experience dealing with this in the last week.
Oh yeah, with my writing?
With your writing,
with
yeah.
my poetry. Mm-hmm. Let me stretch really quick because I'm about to do a plug.
Oh, warm up for it. Yeah.
Oh, right.
You don't want to strain yourself.
I have a kind of a heartburn cough lately. Have you been hearing it?
Yeah, I've noticed.
I got a GERD thing happening currently. Okay.
You've always got a good thing happening.
I did a new thing. Back a long time ago, I for the over 10 years now, I was posting my poetry online, short poems and blog entries and stuff like that, and I would post them to my Tumblr blog, and then I eventually stopped using Tumblr, and then I would kind of hide them on hidden pages on flatsound.org, and then I stopped doing that. Flatsound.org actually used to have a writing page, and then it had a hidden writing page, and then it had a hidden page that you could only access from clicking this one thing, and then it would just be something, but you couldn't read all the previous things. And then I was like, I should bring back the writing page, but I don't really consider my writing quite flat sound. That's something that I do, but it's not been flat sound.
It's just Mitch, yeah.
Right. So I wanted to get back into writing too and have a place to post my poems, as well as, and this is the most important part, archive all of my old shit. Like so much of my old stuff that I've written over the last 10 years, like it was so, there was so much of it. And so that's what I did. The project is called My Arms Can Only Reach So Far. And if you go to myarms.info, not .com, not anything like that. Think of it as like a gentle earth, gentle.earth. That's how you access it.
Yeah.
myarms.info. I've had this domain for a long time because I wanted to do something writing related with it for like the past so long, like 6 years or something.
Yeah, you've been sitting on it for years, yeah.
So now I'm finally using it. If you go to myarms.info, there's a really what's the word I'm looking for? Conclusive? No. A really exact, measured, help me with this, really... Comprehensive archive of some of my writing for the past 10 years. And if you go to the archive thing, you see the exact dates of them, or you can just kind of flip through them almost like think of like a webcomic, but just for writing, just for poetry. I love the website. I love it a lot, actually. I just had the idea, and then Billy woke up, and I was like, I'm doing this now. And you were like, this is such a good idea. And I was just like, oh, cool, help me.
Yeah, I immediately was like, this is beautiful. Let's
Thank you.
Continue working on it, yeah.
Thank you. So we worked together, and you were really, really useful. Okay, the end of the plug is here. Go to myarms.info to check that out sometime. I really like it. Maybe you'll like some of my writing too, and if not, that's totally okay. Poetry's not for everyone. But... when you were helping me with this, we went through we just had to go poem by poem through my old blog.
It started literally in 2010. You'd already done 2010 up to 2012, I think, by the time I woke up. But then we did 2012 to 2019 together.
Onward, yeah.
Just so much to look through.
Yeah,
so many different phases of your life, of relationships, of writing styles, of so much.
Yeah, you made me actually delete a lot of them because they were about other people, like past lovers. Yeah. Yeah, you said, well, this one's nice, but it's not about me, so where's the delete forever button?
Okay, yeah. So, we started with hundreds. We ended with 2.
Right.
Yeah.
There were hundreds. There was only a couple actually dedicated about you. I was like, well, this one's inspired by you. No, not enough. It can be interpreted to be about someone else. What we were doing, though, was looking through every single poem and deciding right then, yes, I wrote this. I'm not going to include it on the website, though. It's just a little corny. It's not. Which is funny because those were the ones that had the most notes on Tumblr. Across the board,
that would be the way that it went
time.
a lot of the time, yeah. Something would have like 4,000 notes and we'd be like, this is just nothing.
This is shit.
This is just vague.
This is just a sentence.
I guess it was relatable and that's why it got notes, but it's nothing. And then you'd have really beautiful stuff that would only get like barely any attention at all. But
like a few hundred notes or something. And then the other one got 40,000. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of them that were popular even, we were just like, nah.
I would even be... I would sit there tempted to be like, well, I should include it. It was so popular. No, you shouldn't if you don't like it.
If you don't
like it. And then outside of the realm of it being relatable and shareable, and it's just text on a website, then why would you include it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But we were definitely doing a thing where we would get to a poem. We read through every single one of them. We read through every poem and just thought, this is great. This is awesome. Add it. Okay, wow. Look at 2013 Mitch. Man, you nailed it with this one, man. This one's really good. This one's really touching. This one, I think it's what the teens call cringe. You cringed back. You made a cringe, Mitch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is a bit of that cringe. And then we just wouldn't include it.
Yeah, we wouldn't. But relating it back to the question, we didn't delete them from the original Tumblr blog.
No, they're up there.
Yeah, and the Tumblr blog is not really accessible to the public. It's like it's kind of private, right? So it's not just out there. It's not on the new website that you're directing people to, but you, if you wanted to yourself, could go back and read all of them in this private space where they all still
want
exist.
Them there.
Yeah, like we didn't go, oh, that's bad and cringe, delete it from the face of the planet. Also, there's no deleting anything from Tumblr because once it gets reblogged,
it's already shared.
Even if you delete it, it's still there.
It's on somebody else's thing.
But what was I saying? Yeah, you still have a place to refer back to them, even if you think that they are cringe and bad, because it's still a moment in your life that you were thinking those kind of things. You know, like, you know, we look at them, we're like, that's not a good poem. But it is a thing you were feeling about, like, whatever X at the time.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
Which is, like, sometimes kind of funny, sometimes kind of just, like, you know, sentimental. It's whatever. It's good to have there. So I think I had for a long time, I've still got it actually, a completely locked Tumblr that I would just write on all of the time. And then the things that I liked from that Tumblr, that, like 1 out of 20 things maybe, would eventually make it into a zine or something. I'd take it out and then expand on it.
Yeah.
But most of it just stayed there.
Yeah, for sure.
And most of it's bad. You know, that's how it goes. But I wouldn't delete it because I like having it there for my own reference. And
right.
I'm kind of I love archiving things for myself, not making them public necessarily, but I hang on to like every digital aspect that I can. I don't ever delete photos. I don't ever delete anything, really. You have that I don't. I'll like delete stuff all the time. But you won't even do that. You have like a really well organized like external hard drive, all that stuff. You know, you're very good at that. Me, not so much. I'll post stuff online and then I kind of want to keep them there. But I do think that let's try that again. The validity. It's a word that's impossible to say. Actually, tongue twister. Yeah.
Yeah, validity. Anyone ever talked about that? The validity of a of your art is not. How can I even say it? I think it's not based off of whether or not it's good. I think it's based off whether or not you did it and you felt something at the time.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to change as a person. I look at I some of my most popular songs I wrote when I was 16 to 20. So like I wrote when I was 16 years old. And I wouldn't write a song like that today.
Yeah.
If I wrote a song like that at 30, I would think I'm being a little corny right now. I'm being just a little bit corny, but it's how I felt at the time. And I think for that age, I did pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I'm always comparing it to who I was then, not who I am now. It's not supposed to represent me today. It's supposed to represent me then. Then I captured an emotion that I very much meant, and it was very genuine. And I feel like as long as you're doing that and you keep that in mind, it's a lot easier to not just look at your old stuff and go, ugh, because I would delete everything that I had if I was like, well, I wouldn't make that today. Well, of course, you didn't make it today. You made it then.
Yeah, yeah. And that's not to say, like, you can take it down out of the public view, like, you know,
Totally.
the same way you didn't keep everything on your new poetry website, or the
Some
way that
stuff just didn't make it.
people archive stuff on their Instagram after a while, you know. But I'm a big believer in keeping a personal archive of things. Yeah, even bad things, even shit things. Because it is just a little facet of your life at that point, you know, even if you don't really want it for public consumption, it is art that you made. Yeah, I mean, people keep their kids' fucking kindergarten crown scribblings, you know,
Right.
why can't you keep a crap poem, you know?
And those drawings are shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, those drawings are cringe.
If my kid ever sent me that, I'd be like, this is cringe, bud. You suck at drawing. Get better. And then, hey, if you get good enough, I'll put it on the fridge.
I'll publish it on the
But your
front of the
Goku
fridge.
looks like shit.
Your Goku.
You're like 9. You should be drawing better than this.
You should at least be drawing him going Super Saiyan at this point.
I got you all those yellow crayons for what? I think you should at least keep them for yourself, because there's like seriously like there's a couple flat sound recordings that don't exist anymore. I don't have them. Jake the archivist doesn't have them. Austin doesn't have them. Has been my friend for years and years. Like, they are gone. They're like MySpace era recordings that I just straight up lost on a hard drive. There's like the original recording of Helen O'Helen, and there was a flat sound song called The Green-Eyed Monster. And both of those songs, I would do anything to hear today. I've searched them online like once every like, you know, few years. I'll just be like, maybe it'll pop up. But the truth is, it was just on a MySpace, and then it got taken down.
Yeah.
No one archived it, and then I lost it.
Yeah.
And it's completely gone. And I would do anything to hear that today, even if it's nothing I would show people like I'm proud of
it's
today.
fucking terrible.
Even if it's nothing that I would say like, hey, look at this, I'm flat sound. Do you like my work? It's not for that. But I'd like to hear them. And I think this person might be the same way. So yeah, at very least, don't delete them. But you can have a critical eye.
Yeah, of course. But I would either, I mean, I don't know what platform you're doing it, so it's like a bit hard. If it is a Tumblr, you can set up a private thing to just reblog them to, you know, or you can just like download it to like, just a document somewhere if you want. But I like keeping things. With art, it's not only like I publish it or I delete it. Like, there's an in between there where you just keep it for yourself, and I love keeping things for myself.
Me too.
Possibly too much, actually, because I keep too many things for myself and don't publish them.
That's true. You should do a little bit of the other. You should publish more stuff.
I should do
like
a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you show me on your hard drive, and I was like, why didn't this ever get posted? And you're like, well, it's 3 years old now. I'm like, why is it 3 years old?
I made it for me, I guess. You're like, what? What?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
I do that a lot. It's true.
You do that a lot, which is a great artistic quality to have, you know?
It's a good artistic quality to make it. It's not a good artistic quality to never show anyone.
I think even that, I used to always tell people when I was first starting the project as a teenager that I was always creating art for the sake of art, and I think that that's relevant even today. You know,
it's all practice. Yeah, yeah.
You're just
it's all helpful.
Creating because you want to create. You have something to say. Or that you just like doing it, and you like to look at your finished thing and go, wow, that's cool. But again, and this is the last thing I'm going to kind of reiterate, is that, is reiterate the right word? Maybe. I'm just going to repeat it. Really drive it home, is that everything that you create now, you should just do your best. It should just be you doing your best at whatever point that you're at, or whatever thing you wanted to create right then. And of course, it's not going to be the same thing you're going to ideally want a year, a month, a week, even from now, because it's something that you didn't do right then. Now you probably want to create something different, or you have different things to say, but it doesn't remove the validity of what you had to say back then. And finally, all art is bad. Like, most art sucks. Most arts, or all art is bad to someone.
Yes.
There's no one universal thing that everybody likes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those poems, they were good to people on Tumblr at the time.
Totally.
They're bad to us now, you know?
Even a lot of the stuff from like 2010 and stuff, it's on there for archival purposes, but I might sift through it one more time and go, well, I don't know about this one. This one's not. I don't know about this one. But yeah, there was like a handful of people on like, I think a couple people responded on Instagram when I posted it. And they're like, this is so cool. Going back from the beginning and reading them backwards in that order. I'm like, no, start from the latest and then go back like that.
Start from the good ones.
Start from the good ones, goddammit. Like, this, also, it's not a book. What the fuck are you doing? It's not a book.
Yeah, it's not a narrative. It's
sometimes,
kind of a narrative, but not one you could really pick out.
But only for like gaps of like some months. Something goes in order. There's like a really cool one called a Lucid, and it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you could do that in order if you really want, but like the rest of it is not telling like an overarching story. What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't start at 2010. It's like the worst year. I was just getting into it.
When we were making the website, you were like, oh, I'm kind of inspired by how webcomic websites work. And usually it's just one comic on a page, and they've just got 4 buttons that just say first, previous, next, last.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, are you going to have a first button? And you were like,
fuck no.
And then we were like, no, why would it have a... No, because there's no reason someone would start at the bit. It's not like a narrative like a webcomic usually is.
Yeah, webcomics are usually... Webcomics are usually a whole story.
Yeah, so like we're not going to have we're going to have a next and previous. We're not going to have a first or today, you know.
And an archive page, which is really important because now you can see all of the dates. Yeah, we put a lot of thought into that site, right down to...
we did.
I was like thinking like, all right, how am I going to code this to where like the date comes up in a natural way and on the individual post itself? So for that, because I was like, I feel like dates are important, and I feel like there's something really beautiful in dates. I've always felt that. So especially if you're reading something from 2014 or something, maybe it's kind of cool to know it's from 2014. But then,
that's a good bit of information. Yeah.
But we ultimately decided that on the actual page itself, where you read the poem, no date will show up at all, because you pointed this out to me. Having a date on there, it shifts it just slightly away from being just a poem on a page, and now it's kind of a blog post again. Now it's a Tumblr post again. Now it's a social media thing that you shared. Now it's something like that. And I totally agree with that. Having a date on there does make it feel like a blog, and I wanted this to feel like a page from a book. Because when
more
you
like a digital book than a
publish a poetry book, every poem on that page doesn't have a date on it. It's just the poem, and that poem should stand on its own, no matter when it was written.
Yeah.
Someone can read it and either relate to it or like it or not, but not because of they're reading it and they think like, oh, this is okay for 2012 or something like that, or this tells a bigger story or anything. I want it to be like reading a poem from a book. We put that much thought into this thing. That's why I like the website so much. myarms.info. Check it out. But
it's a beautiful website. I'm in love with it. I'm obsessed with it, actually.
But then also having the archive page there so that you could put the pieces together if you wanted, or if you were looking for something in particular, it's there, or something from a particular era, or you would just be curious to know when it was from. You can match the title to when it was actually posted, and all those things are in order. So archiving something like that was really important to us too. So does that answer your question?
Sorry, we're really into this website that we just made.
I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, everything that you create, just do your best for that time, and go easy on yourself. You know, you're always, the goal is to create better art. I feel like my latest poems are like really great still. I like them more than shit I was writing in 2011. I think that's how it's supposed to work. But yeah, cut yourself some slack and just say, you know what, I was this age when I wrote this, or I was feeling these things when I wrote them, and those are very legitimate feelings that I was feeling, and maybe they deserve to be kept, even if they're just for me.
Yeah, even if they're embarrassing now or whatever. Yeah, they weren't embarrassing at the time because you wrote about them. So I think it's interesting to just keep. Yeah. We're exactly at 1 hour. Just about.
Let's go for 2.
No.
Oh.
No, it's 3 a.m.
So we're wrapping it up here.
It's witching hour and I need to jump into bed because I'm afraid.
Yeah, you look afraid actually.
I am. I'm quaking.
Yeah,
I'm
look
quaking
I
and
can
shaking
tell
my boots.
you're quaking.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say too, this is the last thing. A lot of my even really popular poems I don't necessarily love outside of what they meant to me at the time, and I thought that at the time, like a good example is that I think that A Small List of Things, so corny. Like, it's so corny. I would never write anything like that today, but it hit online and it hit on YouTube and it did pretty good, at least for like flat sound type stuff. And it's like, I think it's a good addition to Old Soil because of when I wrote it and because of what I was doing at the time, you know?
Yeah. And sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say I feel that about a lot of my like spoken word. I wouldn't write a song like Hands today, and I think Hands is quite good. I do think Hands is quite good. I just wouldn't do it today, and it's spoken word, so it's always going to be a little cringy. It's fucking spoken word, you know?
It's impossible for spoken word to not be a little cringy.
It's cringy. It's a little bit cringy, right?
Just by
Do
the
your
nature
best.
of the medium, yeah.
Do your best, but you're never... It's always going to feel that way. I think you just have to kind of get used to it and accept that you were a different person, you know?
Yeah. I kind of know what you mean about A Small List of Things, but
Because
I
I
think
also find it super corny.
I also find it so fucking embarrassing. Like, I watched that video and I'm like, I can't believe I I can't believe I'm with this guy.
That's...
No.
It's him, huh?
No, but it's just in the way that, like, I can tell you wouldn't do anything like that now. But what I think is interesting about that is, like, it really has this sense of you, like, discovering something, and, like, I can tell that it's, like, a little bit influenced by battle rap, but
For
it's a little
sure.
bit influenced by spoken word, and I can just, like, it's just interesting to me because I can tell what you were pulling from and what you were kind of excited about when you were making it, I think.
Totally. I think
That makes it very cute to me.
it is cute,
Yeah.
and it is cool, and I like to have slant rhymes. I knew that even at an early time. I'm like, enough harm cut arms of the, what is that line everyone likes? When you didn't have a cough and sicker than you thought is a cool scheme, you know?
It is. That's a very cool scheme.
And
Yeah.
I was just watching a lot of battle rap at the time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You're just like flexing those like multi-syllabic like slant rhymes.
Right.
Like this new, I like this new kind of technique that you were trying out, you know?
Yeah, I did the same thing on, you said okay. Every single rhyme there is just this like multi-syllabic rhyme, and I thought it was so much better than anyone that was doing loud, screamy spoken word at the time, because if I could just mix loud, screamy spoken words with slant rhymes, oh, buddy. And I did it, and it fucking hit.
Yeah, and you're just one of the rare people in that tiny cross-section of the Venn diagram.
That just like both things.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not special in any way. I just have those two interests.
That is into slam poetry, but also rap battle.
Yeah, for sure.
You think there'd be more because there's similarities, but there's not.
They don't
it's a
ever
different
really
kind of
touch.
person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same way with like juggaloism and then being as into like these other music projects that I'm in. I've always feel really alone there. If I could just mix the juggaloism. Actually, that's a lie. I do mix a lot of juggaloism with how I run flat sound for sure.
Right. Oh, in the business side of things?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Of course.
You take a lot of inspiration from Violent J himself, it's true.
Joseph Bruce, who had a birthday recently, yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Joseph.
Happy birthday,
Bruce.
Violent J. Are we done? Or are you going to say something else?
Happy Mother's Day to Violent J.
Happy Mother's Day, Violent J. Of the Insane Clown Posse.
That's it. I'm not going to say anything else.
Right.
I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, then let me say that this has been All the Space in Between, and my name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Again, I know we asked at the beginning of the episode, but I'm going to ask again. We do love to get fresh little emails. We want to crunch into those tasty little crunchy pickles. Please send us any questions that you've got about relationships, about art, about life decisions. If you just have like an embarrassing, stupid story that you want us to read out on the podcast, we love all of it. Please send us an email. Our email address, which is
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you have friends, and if you listen to the podcast, and if you have friends that you think would like to also listen to the podcast, combine the two like a little science experiment for us.
wow.
Please tell your friends about the show. We are on Apple Music. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on anywhere that podcasts are found. Or if you want one convenient location where you can stream our episodes, get all of their links to anywhere people can stream our episodes or any links in general, we do have a very convenient website that you can send your friends to. Our website is
allthespaceinbetween.com.
Doesn't get easier than that. Thank you so much for listening to us talk for over an hour as you do every week. We are so appreciative of it. Thank you so much.
Very, very, very. Thank you so much.
New episodes every Monday. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.